combat team.
A formal complaint is on its way to the federal government this evening in response to a controversial change on the Valley airwaves. A popular Christian radio station suddenly switched to playing sexually suggestive songs.
Action News reporter Corin Hoggart is here with who's upset about the switch and the surprise for listeners today.
Well, Nancy, the federal government may get involved in the local radio business after a provocative stunt introduced the Valley to new ownership on the FM dial. A Kingsburg-based station turned the Valley into a test market for so-called porn radio, featuring those sexually suggestive songs and tracked moans and groans. But this afternoon, an announcement replaced the music. Some call it revolutionary. Some call it offensive. But for now, it's gone. The dramatic shift came on one of the former homes of K-Love, 106.3 FM, where listeners once went on the dial for Christian music and sermons, switched to so-called porn radio. It went off the air Thursday after 5 days, but the Valley may not have heard the last of that radio format.
Now that we have your attention.
That's the voice of legendary radio consultant Jerry Clifton, who bought the station earlier this month. Porn radio is his brainchild, and Clifton is well known in the business for so-called stunt radio. It's a tried and true way to get new listeners when you change formats.
You pick a format that's utterly ridiculous, that would never work in the long term, and you do it for a week or two to get some attention and get people to notice your frequency.
But some listeners say the change was worse than ridiculous.
I was a little bit shocked.
The station is based in Kingsburg, and despite what Clifton says,
Kingsburg is the sex capital of the world.
Kingsburg is better known for its Swedish festival and raisins than for anything related to sex. The city has already filed a complaint with the FCC, and residents say Clifton should peddle his pornographic music somewhere else.
Get out of town or stop what you're doing.
But Clifton doesn't mind ruffling a few feathers. He says his attorneys assure him the station never crossed the line into indecency, and even negative attention will pay off when he actually chooses a format.
I mean, nobody was listening to the station, so obviously people are, or they wouldn't be up in arms about it, so that's a good thing for our future as long as...
The stunt could cost Clifton up to $325,000 in fines if the FCC determines that indecent material hit the airwaves. Clifton says the station will air music again soon as they let listeners choose their final format, although he's partial to the porn radio format. He's also looking for office space in downtown Fresno, so he will actually move it out of Kingsburg.
Well, he's got his publicity now. Let's see if he gets any listeners.
Exactly what he wants, attention.
Yeah. All right, thanks, Corin. Next,